around at all the jobs that someone could do that had a certain amount of dignity after you've run for the presidency. And what did he say? No. I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Can you watch cable news? Is that how you sort of get yourself informed? Is that?
It's how I wake up. I turn it on, and then I lose my mind. If this was in a book, you go, fuck, this is a great book. Who could imagine the people that are around him? Who could imagine those as characters?
Lewis Black just revealed what happens when you put incompetence, arrogance, and unchecked ego into one president. His brutal takedown of Trump's inability to run a casino had the audience rolling while Trump's team was busy with damage control. From paper towel tosses in Puerto Rico to suggesting forest raking prevents wildfires, Black exposes the absurdity of Trump's presidency. Stick around to see which joke allegedly left Trump so speechless his staff worried he might actually stay quiet for once. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Lewis Black didn't just criticize Trump, he turned presidential mockery into a full-blown art form. When America elected Trump, Black compared the country to a cheap dollar store plate that completely fractured. This wasn't just a throwaway line, it hit home with audiences who felt the division growing in their own families.
I think it's false. I think that it's made, I mean, like, you're sitting here.
Yeah.
And I was watching the first part, and you sit there, and you put on. Kellyanne Conway is not the person that you have explained to you what the president meant to say.
You've known Trump for a long time. You've known about Trump, and one thing you have a strong opinion about are Trump's buildings.
When my father came to New York a while back to see me when Trump Tower initially opened, which was years ago, I find him disturbing, not because of his personality, none of that. What I find most disturbing is he looks like me, or he looks like how I feel when I have a hangover.
Black had crowds roaring when he pointed out that Thanksgiving dinners had become battlefields during Trump's presidency. As families argued over politics, Trump was out there, refereeing a demolition derby in a fireworks factory. The mental image of Trump gleefully watching chaos unfold while adding fuel to the fire resonated with people experiencing holiday dinner table warfare firsthand. But Black was just warming up. His joke about Trump's casino bankruptcies struck at the very core of Trump's self-image. Who bankrupts a casino? Black demanded incredulously. I could give any of you a casino, you could drink all day and never walk into it, and you'd still make a profit. This line reportedly made Trump's face turn a shade redder than his signature tie. After all, what kind of business genius loses money on a business model where the house always wins? As Black's comedy countdown continued, he delivered a gem comparing Trump's crisis management skills to putting a coked-up weatherman in charge of NASA. This zinger came after the disastrous Puerto Rico hurricane response, where Trump's solution was tossing paper towels into a crowd.
Kellyanne Conway is the person that you hire to get rid of your daughter's cheerleading rival. I mean, when you have a moment in time where a governor of Texas, Rick Perry, sitting around telling us, like we didn't see it, what we just heard. I know what I heard. These are ears, schmuck. Alternative facts? Who the fuck says that? In a book? Ha 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 ha. It leaves no room for, how do you make funny something that's already funny? How do you make it funnier?
He's genuinely funny. He's genuinely funny.
Yeah, no, it's hysterical.
Yeah.
Black referred to this presidential moment as a bloated creamsicle move, leaving audiences both laughing and cringing at the memory. The comedian didn't spare Trump's social media habits either. Black brilliantly described Trump's Twitter presence as a masterpiece of self-inflicted chaos, calling him a walking Twitter meltdown who posted misspelled conspiracy theories at 3 a.m. Black's impression of Trump sitting on his golden toilet composing rage tweets while the country spiraled into chaos had crowds practically falling out of their seats. It wasn't just that Black was funny. His comedy cut through because it exposed absurdities everyone could see, each joke built on the laugh, fast, creating a crescendo of cutting commentary that somehow managed to be both hilarious and horrifying in equal measure. That crescendo of cutting comedy was just the warm-up act. Black's top 2 Trump burns hit with the force of a nuclear joke bomb, leaving audiences gasping and reportedly leaving a certain former president uncharacteristically silent. Black's number 2 hit surgically dissected Trump's bizarre approach to international relations. With his signature exasperated delivery, Black pointed out how Trump cozied up to dictators like they were part of an exclusive golf club, while giving longtime allies the cold shoulder. The comedian made audiences howl with his take on Trump's unique understanding of American history, particularly the time Trump claimed the Continental Army took over airports during the Revolutionary War. Yes, those brave colonial soldiers apparently fought the British while dealing with flight delays and lost luggage in 1776. The audience nearly collapsed when Black suggested what a romance novel between Trump and North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un would be titled. "Nuclear Kisses," he announced, mimicking a breathy book cover voice before breaking into his trademark angry growl to highlight the absurdity of their strange diplomatic bromance. People were practically falling out of their chairs. Black didn't stop there. He hammered Trump's pandemic response, noting that the president spent more time whining about his press coverage than actually doing anything useful. The audience response was telling. They were nodding in agreement while simultaneously laughing their heads off, that unique reaction that happens when comedy perfectly captures an uncomfortable truth. But it was Black's number 1 Trump takedown that allegedly left the former president speechless, a rarity many would consider miraculous. Black compared Trump's cabinet to a cheap diner's wait staff, packed with grifters and sycophants. When he delivered the killer line about Trump's administration having more turnover than a cheap diner's wait staff with firings, resignations, and scandals happening at a speed even soap opera writers would find excessive, the audience erupted. This particular joke reportedly struck Trump's ego right in its most vulnerable spot, his claim of being a brilliant manager who only hires the best people. Sources close to Trump claimed he was so stunned by Black's brutal takedown that his staff actually worried he might stay quiet for once. Talk about an unprecedented event. Great comedians don't just make us laugh, they peel back the curtain on reality. Louis Black does exactly that, wielding his signature rage-fueled humor like a scalpel to cut through political nonsense. It's what makes his Trump material so powerful. "We're living in fictional times," Black once said, hitting the nail on the head about why comedy has become such an essential coping mechanism for many Americans. When reality feels more absurd than fiction, sometimes a good angry rant is the only reasonable response. What's fascinating is how Black's humor creates such different reactions. For many viewers, his exasperated takedowns provide cathartic relief from political chaos. Trump supporters, predictably, write him off as just another angry liberal comedian. But that's the beauty of great comedy. It makes some people laugh while making others squirm, usually the ones who should be squirming.